I was inspired to create Awaken Pittsburgh through my dissertation process. I wrote a dissertation on mindfulness in schools. I was a public school teacher at the time, and I really saw that there was so much transformation that could happen for teachers and for students bringing mindfulness into the schools. So much more compassion on the side of the teachers and the ability for the kids to be able to focus and self-regulate. When I saw that, it really changed for me what I wanted to do with my career. Originally, I wanted to be in administration, but no one in Pittsburgh was doing mindfulness K-12 in the way that I saw in other places in the country and even in Canada. And so I asked myself, well, how do I make that happen in a school where I would want to be an administrator? And so with some friends, we decided to create Awaken Pittsburgh to start to bring that into the Pittsburgh area in a very systematic way, to create that change and to spark that mindfulness in educational systems here locally. I think what's unique about Mindful Connections is the way that we are incorporating personal practice, psychoeducation, and really a way for people to discover themselves. I always like to say we're not actually teaching you something you don't have inside you already. We're just giving you a space to explore that in a different way. So Mindful Connections allows the person to, for example, look at anger in a different way. So we're not changing the way they experience their anger, but we're allowing them to look at it from a different vantage point, or maybe get a new perspective on their own way of being when they're angry. Tools to help them be with their anger without actually acting out on their anger, for example. And I think other mindfulness-based interventions teach the mindfulness practices, and other interventions teach the psychoeducational practices, but we're combining both of those. So we do the psychoeducation, and then we do the mindfulness practices, and we show people how to use the practices to self-regulate, to work with those really difficult emotions, but also how to enhance the positive, how to focus on that, how to bring that into our lives and really be with that so that we can feel like we're working from a place that has the glass half full instead of half empty, as the cliche says. My hope for Awaken Pittsburgh is that we're able to grow to serve more communities. I believe that the practices and programming that we're offering can really help alleviate the negative effects of trauma. And I mean their community trauma as well as individual trauma. If we could provide communities with ways to deal with that trauma through the mindfulness practices, we can really promote healing on a large scale. And for me, that's important because I believe that we will only see societal shifts when individuals are better able to self-regulate and feel happy themselves. So we'll see more kindness and more compassionate on a larger scale when we support individuals in being healthier and more self-regulated.